Toxic and dangerous. How relationships become toxic and dangerous. Dangerously in love. How men and how women interact with each other in a relationship can either make or break that marriage or that relationship. How a man can go from so loving and so caring to flipping out in his own household. How a woman can be eroded away and be ready to leave at the drop of a dime. This one is for the men. Speaking to the women about how men become and how you could have known. You could have known just by watching and observing a man how he's going to act if the relationship ever goes bad. A lot of times we start relationships based off of honeymoon phases. We never ask questions as to what do you like? What do you don't like? How do you want this relationship to go? How do you want me to act and perform? Not the good side, but the bad side. When an argument comes, how do you want me to respond? How should I be responding to this particular man? How should I be responding to this particular woman? But like I say, I'm talking about the man and how women need to know a man before she dates a man. How she needs to know a man before she marries a man. How she needs to know a man before problems come. How she needs to know how this man handles life. The real things of life. The bad. The struggle. The hard times, the fight. How does a woman need to handle her relationship? Even a breakup. Did you ever study how in love this man was? Of course, everybody wants love. Everybody wants this great love in their relationship. They want to be adored and damn near worshipped. Like queens, like goddesses. But how does he praise you? Does he praise you in the level of a ladies' man where he understands that you're a woman and you're worthy of honor, you're worthy of love, you're worthy of respect? But he's not going to lose his mind over you if you decide to start acting up. He's not going to lose his mind over you if you start catching an attitude and being moody and stuff like that. And even if you decide to walk out, he's okay with it. That's the type of man you should probably want. And then sometime you find that man that worships you, adores you, cares about you, will do anything for you. But it's a dangerous melting pot because you never studied the man that you were dating. See, women are so obsessed. Women are so obsessed with being the center of a man's affection, being the center of his love, that she doesn't realize that he's obsessed. He's not in love. He's obsessed. And he translates his obsession as love. And you don't realize he's obsessed until that love goes sour and there is no love. There's just obsession left. And like I said, some of these men translate their obsession. They confuse their obsession with a woman for love. And this is how men become dangerous. This is typically with men who really haven't dated a woman as pretty as you. They haven't dated enough women. They haven't had their heart broken before. Or maybe they've only had their heart broken one time. You've never back checked to see how their exes responded, what their exes went through with that man. And these men have kept it hidden. When we talk about love and hate can be in the same pool. Love and hate can be in the same zone, because I can love you, but I can also hate you if you ever turn on me. This is why it's better for a man, and we can always go to the originator of the red pill, which it wasn't called red pill, it was called the truth. It's better for a man to like you than it is for a man to love you. If he has like for you, because typically anytime you see mass, deleters, deleters. If you know what deletion means, because we can't say certain things on YouTube, but mass deleters and people who go out and delete people and get rid of people, typically they only hurt the people that they either love or they hate. They never hurt the person that they like. When they truly like a person, they'll leave that person alone. They'll knock off everybody around that they love, the whole family, and the one that they like, they never hurt. Because like means I really like you. I like your vibe. I like your energy. And you want a man that likes you. This is why I always get frustrated when women ask me, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Yeah, I love you. But I like you more than I love you. My love is probably like this, but my like is like to the heavens. Once I start to love you and you start doing things that take away me liking you, and chances are this relationship is probably about to go out the window. I'm probably not about to be as fond of you as I used to be. But y'all date men who, I don't care if he's a thug. Thugs go through this. I don't care if he's a rich man. Rich people go through this. This is each individual based and his history of how he dealt with women. There are some men who have dealt with women only in a certain standpoint. Even some of the best looking men, if he's only gotten women based off of his looks and he's never had to have too much game, every man has to have game to some degree. But if he hasn't had too much je ne sais quoi, if he hasn't had too much of a good talk game with women and he's gotten women based off of his looks, he can kind of be dangerous too, because he can become obsessed. Where you at? Where you going? What you doing? We talked about that before. But this is a response video to my Dangerously in Love. Why men end up destroying themselves or destroying the woman or destroying everybody and ending their relationship because the woman cheated or the woman's leaving or the woman's about to take everything. Be careful that your man invests everything into you. You don't want a man to invest everything into you. That's dangerous, because that means he's made you his world. And this, fellas, is also why a lot of y'all can't get women, because some women are hip to that. Some women understand, I don't want to be his center. If I become the center of this man's whole attention, he buys a house for me. He gets a better job for me. He provides for me. He moves in a way for me. If that man comes home every day looking to see you, and he don't want to go to the bar, he don't want to go visit his homeboys, he don't want to go out drinking, he just don't want to take a breather away from you, that's dangerous. It ain't dangerous as long as you stay with him. It's not dangerous as long as you're going to love that man. And it's not dangerous if you plan on staying forever. But fuck up that man forever. Fuck up his mindset about y'all being together forever. That man is going to beat down that door. You're going to have to run into a bathroom and lock the door and call the police because you trying to leave him. You fucking up my relationship. You fucking up everything that we got. I love you. I'll do anything for you. See, it was cool when you was the center and the love was good. It was cool when you were being held as queen, held as goddess. It was cool when he was doing every and anything for you. You sought that. You wanted that. But you wasn't hip to what the dark side hold, because people, when they start relationships, people, when they do damn near anything, most people get made a fool out of because they only looking at the good. But when you calculate, when you ponder and you think, all right, it's good right now, what about the bad? And you start going over the scenarios. Many people, they don't go over scenarios in a relationship. They don't never analyze, okay, let me see who am I with. Sometimes it's good to shit test. It ain't good to shit test somebody to fuck with them. It's good to make a slight shit test to observe. Let me start an argument and see how she reacts to the argument. Let me start an argument and see how this man moves in an argument. Let me just make up a scenario for him and let me see how he handles it. Do this in the first 3 months. Don't never wait 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year to a man, you belong to me if he's obsessed enough. You belong to me. You my woman. And you ain't going nowhere. Worst thing ever that you can do in a relationship, especially as a woman. Know your power. Know that you are the fairer of the sexes. You are the best looking of the two. I don't give a damn how good that man look. You are the woman. There are men trying to talk to you every single day of the week. You are the fairer of the sexes. So you have to know when you pick a man, or when you allow a man to pick you, he's coming for you. You have to know how he moves. Is my man savvy with women? Even if he's good looking, is he good with women? Has he had a lot of women? Has he had his heart broken before? Has he been through ups and downs? Has he had a woman flip out on him? Or has he been the one flipping out? Has he been the one that has shown signs of being dangerously in love? Has this man acted out and called this girl's mama and called her brother and called her daddy and chased her down and went to her job? Is he the type that will wreck the whole house if he don't get his way? Or that if you're upset with him and he's on the chopping block for maybe not having his half of the rent properly or whatever, if you're the type of man that like to go half on the bills with a woman or whatever, but if you are that type and something goes wrong and that woman starts getting on your case, are you the type of man that if she decides, I don't think this relationship is working, are you gonna argue her down for 4 hours? Is he showing signs like a woman where he argues like a woman, where he explodes like a woman? Is he stoic or is he outlandish? Anybody know what stoicism means? Is he calm, has a calm, still demeanor? He don't break, he don't flip out too much. He's very calm, he's very cool, he's very logical. Or is he emotional? Because usually these men are emotional because they have a fantasy in their head about relationships, and you picked the man who treated you like a queen because you love the fantasy, the fairy tale. But no man that you're picking who has a fairy tale imagination, unless he's a ladies' man, unless he's playing and lying, or unless he's a ladies' man, that is a toxic situation that is brewing if you go past those 3 to 6 months. It is brewing, and if you try to lead this man, it's about to get dangerous. It's about to get toxic. He about to flip out. This ain't finna go good. This is why I said when I told the story of the man being married for 10 and 20 years and catches his wife cheating, and he goes out there and he deletes her and the man and probably delete himself, kids or whatever. Things like this happen all the time. All the time. Because you found a man that treated you like a goddess, but if he treats you like a goddess, how close is the devil? How close is the demon? Where you find gods and angels, you find demons and devils. Where you find the greatest energy, you can find the most darkest energy. You need to know if this man is balanced. Stop enjoying the honeymoon. Ask questions. Ask questions. What was your last relationship like? Who is she? Let me talk to her. Don't tell him you want to talk to her. Just go and talk to her. See how this man operate. Let her tell her nightmare version of the story, so you can know what you're getting into. And men that do this, they are some of the most weakest men. It's because everything is based on a fantasy. They always see happily ever after they're with you. Happily ever after is a lifetime till we die. The happily ever after, you have to maintain happily ever after. Most men who are obsessed with women have the happily ever after you become his woman. And if you decide to go, if you decide to start arguments, if you decide to make his life a living hell, if you're the nagging type, you are destroying his happily ever after. And he is cracking at the seams. Be careful. Because love can turn dangerous if you're his everything. Be careful not to become a man's everything. You don't want him to be your everything. You want him to go out and do man shit. You want him to go out and not want to be up under you 24/7. You want him not to look at you like you're his everything. I got to give you everything. All my attention, all my love, all my care, all my heart. Ma'am, you know what you're doing? Are you ready for a relationship? Because you're picking him and he has chosen you. You picked him, but he chose you. You're the chosen one. That's dangerous. Ask your mama, ask your aunties, ask these women out here. This man got a complex. He want to control. He don't want that love to ever go. It's supposed to be us and forever. Fuck are you doing? Where are you going? Why you cheating on me? Get a man with some sense. Get a man with his own life, with you. Get a man where you're not the center. Dare I say, you ain't supposed to be number one that he loves. You're supposed to be number 3 or 4. Supposed to be him or God. God, if he believes in God, God first, then him, then maybe his child, or y'all child. If y'all have a child together, he didn't have a child, or his mother, or something. Now you don't want to be a mama's boy because basically mama sits in number 1 spot. But if he's an average man, mama probably gonna come before you until he marry you. But you want to be number 3 or 4. You don't want to be number 1 to a man who loves and adores and cherishes the ground that you walked on and treat you like a queen. You want him to treat you like that based off of how he is as a man, not because you are truly everything. Be careful. Be careful. This is why it's good. And this is why it's good that men get out and they date a bunch of women. This is why it's good for men to get out and kind of womanize for a while so that they can get that out their system. Usually boys, we kind of fantasize and we want to write love letters and poems and stuff like that. And if he never gets out of that phase out of high school, then he dates you. He's that boy. You are his happily ever after. You are his everything. He still got that innocence, that high school, middle school innocence where he was just head over heels with you. He still got that. He didn't lose it. That's dangerous. And I don't see how some men walk around here still with that mindset. I can kind of see it because they go through a lot. They go through a lot mentally with women. They scared to talk to women. And finally, when you give him a chance, you the woman that gave him a chance. And you saw how this man gave everything. He go to work, come home, he pay all the bills, whatever. He rub your feet, kiss you, bow down to you, give you everything you want, do everything you say. You are his backbone. He has no backbone. You became his backbone. You put the battery in his back. And the second you ready to go, or the second he do something that you don't like, and you know how you are as a woman, you know how bad you may get on the man case. A recipe for destruction. Know your power. Know that you are a woman. And know that men are blinded by this power. A lot of men are. This is how men flip out. This is how men fear losing everything. This is how men lose their whole imagination about how life was supposed to go. He thought he was going to be with you forever. He ain't never experienced nothing. He ain't never knew that things could fall apart, drop of a dime. Do you truly know who you're dating? Or are you just enjoying the ride? That's how women get hurt. They just enjoy the ride of being praised and being loved and being catered to and having a man do for them. Teach these girls, if the ride too good, something ain't right. Something ain't right about this ride. It's too good. Even if you know you're going to be here forever, he going to be good to you forever. Are you ready for that forever? You know yourself. You know your flaws. You know if you want to be in this forever or not. Because if you got a man like that, you better stay with him forever. It's going to get dangerous. It can turn dangerous. Be with that man forever. Quit playing. If you know you got a man like that, if he ever suspect that you talking to another man and you see him show up at your job, like, I was just checking on you. Nah, you know, he looking to see. Paranoid. You is everything. He can't think about nothing else. I done been through the ringer. I'll never search behind you to see if you cheating on me. I never lose my mind if you decide to go. I never lose my mind if you come down hard on me. Man, please. I done been through it before. You ain't the only one. You ain't the only woman on the planet either. It's 7 billion people on the planet, half on women. You think I'm finna lose my mind about you? But it's some men. 7 billion people on the planet, and you the only one. Watch yourself.